the fact of the matter that inside the World Trade Center was a whole world, right? Inside the World Trade Center was a whole world. The World Trade Center underneath or inside the World Trade Center was so big you can stick all this that you got inside the World Trade Center underneath island, underneath grounds, whole world. And when you look up, you would see that it's already been proven that the phone calls came through, it was done so many times till they, done it what they done it. And the World Trade Center has species and aliens and demonic creatures and the whole, they hide up under, this is a whole world, the World Trade Center, it's like how you hear about secret worlds and that the government and society don't want people to get out of or to leave or to escape or to, these people here, to make this story that I'm going through so fascinating and so dramatic and so I'd have been, back and forth where they got computer stimulations to control things, right? We learning and it's been taught and it's been learned that, they got control. If I was computer stimulated, if I was like an AI and this and that, they got it to where, or it's to where y'all all could have lost y'all life. But through computer stimulation, the demonic, the evil things that's trapped end up coming back and forth. Because I'm walking to the gas station last night about 12 something. The same person, that I've been into it with, all these devices, all this technology, all this, right? They would not believe that all this is computer stimulated thought processes. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why they want to control my brain and my imagination, because I could be imagining people still being alive. I know for a fact they was deceased. This technology, these devices. If you look at the weather ladies, right, or the weatherman, they sit there and they have something in their hand, they click the button, right? And y'all not knowing that the button they click is drawing, clouds to come over the skyline, what they call the skyline. It's drawing all type of weather patterns and all this and all that, because it's a controlled magnetic force up underground. This is underground. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a skyline and y'all see this and y'all see that, but it's it's a different world. And this ain't Detroit. Inside the World Trade Center, you could put the whole world there. As I sit back and I remember People used to be always telling me, this the World Trade Center. He know that. He know he inside the world. How he gonna get out and all this and all that. We got locks on him. You know what I'm saying? Before the locks start getting, used and permissed, or, before they became popular with the computers and everything, people was traveling in and out the towers. You know what I'm saying? When you look at all this shit that I can show you on the camera, you be like, wow, this is a beautiful, ain't nothing outside of this, ain't no sky and all. These are old hysterical problems, you know what I'm saying, that they keep on bringing about, because under the ground of the World Trade Center is where, a lot of, things, magnetic forces and energy and a lot of things be. I'm just steady waiting on my time and my, my release date, basically, from this world, from this hell that keep on bringing, in order for people to get, reincarnated or receive whatever they got coming from, selling their soul or whatever. A lot of shit go through me, end of times, beginning to reset, this and that, how the presidents and the governments and society and everything get along and don't get along, and how they, the world gonna end. And it's nothing that I can do to save y'all, and it's nothing that I want to do, and I want to, say I miss my bitch. She went before me, and, I came after her, and it was all the setup. Everything was the setup. And, things by things being implanted in my brain, people are getting the opportunity, including self, to relive life over, even if it's a nightmare. And everything, they got control mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? These phones are like detonators, and I blame society and the government for the end of times and for everything that's always going wrong. And in my heart, if I'm looked to be or not looked to be as a holy or a godly person, I don't think it's never been a time for y'all to be saved or could be saved. And, just being realistic, y'all do deserve, the worst thing within y'all life, and y'all do deserve to be punished. Y'all don't deserve life, basically.